Gotze interests Serie A, Bundesliga plans return, Brazil's new super team, Hudson-Odoi wants Sancho to join, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First off, and Mario Götze has apparently received even more interest in his signature, this time from a few clubs in Serie A. Inter Milan and Roma are the latest to add their names to a long list of potential suitors for the 27-year-old. It's hard to believe that he's only 27 years old because he's been doing things for so long, and at such a young age he burst onto the scene. Then he scored the winner in the World Cup final for Germany, then moved to Bayern, then back to Dortmund, and well, things haven't gone so well recently. There obviously have been injuries in his career, but it looks as though on a free transfer he'd still be a pretty good deal. Yes, he has an extraordinary wage demand, so much so that Dortmund don't want to keep him on, but if he goes to any other top team they'll probably be willing to pay it because they don't have to pay a transfer fee. On top of this, there have been rumours that Liverpool want him as he looks for a reunion with Jurgen Klopp, and given the fact that we spoke about yesterday how Liverpool are investing in their squad depth and not necessarily spending big bucks on massive signings, I think Götze will be a pretty good fit. He's definitely a step up from the probably departing Adam Lallana. But talking of Dortmund actually and the Bundesliga, and well, the DFB, the German FA, have planned a return to league action. This on May the 9th. Football fans, the end is near. We finally... Wait, the end is near. That's terrible. Football fans, the wait may finally be over. May the 9th could see the return of German football, but there is, of course, one pretty big obstacle standing in their way, and that is to get the approval from the German government. Apparently on April the 30th, they'll be meeting to discuss whether or not these games can go ahead. Of course, they will be played behind closed doors. Now, there is so much organisational stuff to be done that it's looking rather difficult at the moment. Basically, they put together loads of plans, the German FA that is, and discovered that you're going to need around 300 people per match day. Obviously, this completely goes against the whole social distancing thing. You're going to need, obviously, the players, referees, substitutes, managers, members of the teams within the stadium and by the pitch. There's also going to be a second group of people around the stadium, matchday operations. There's obviously going to be a few TV cameras, broadcasting, that kind of bit. And then there's going to be security and a few other stadium personnel outside the stadium. As long as those three could be kept apart and they completely reduce the risk of anyone transmitting any sort of virus, then things may just go ahead. At the moment, it's hard to tell which way it's going to swing, but quite a few of the federal states in Germany that make up the government... No, wait, no, that's wrong. I'm not going to get too political with this. Which way it's going to go is pretty difficult to tell at the moment, and there have been a few protests to the games restarting because they're going to be using a lot of tests to make sure the players a few days before and after are corona-free. Apparently they're going to need around 20,000 tests to make sure that everyone is safe. Now, actually, on the flip side, when you look at the numbers that are available in Germany, which is around 640,000 per week, that's just shy of 0.5%, and if the testing gets even better, that number will drop. So I don't think it's going to hamper the rest of the public testing too much. If it does, make sure you've got your German team ready and get ready to follow a hell of a lot of interesting Bundesliga action. But in the meantime, back to some transfers, and there's a team in Brazil who are willing, well, I say willing, who are trying to become a team of absolute age-old superstars. That is Vasco da Gama. Luis Roberto Levinciano is the president-elect for the club, and whilst he's running for it at the moment, his campaign, which should come to an end in November when the decision is made, is promising to bring in some of the world's biggest superstars. On his list, he's apparently trying to bring in Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I don't know how he's still getting big moves. Mario Balotelli, and alongside this is also the likes of Alex Teixeira and Yaya Toure as well. He's hoping that he can make the Brazilian side a side of superstars and really bring them to the forefront of football in South America. This would be a great plan, but I mean, a few of these guys have been given so many chances. Is it really going to work out? I mean, honestly, South American football, especially Brazilian football, gets heated at the best of times. The one person you don't want to put in there is Zlatan, incredibly aggressive and incredibly good at kicking other people, and Mario Balotelli, the man who's got a ridiculous amount of red cards in his career. If you put them and Brazilian football together, actually, thinking about it, it will be damn entertaining. Anyway, next up it's a big piece of transfer news, but we talk about it all the damn time, and there's not really much new, but it's Jadon Sancho moving away from Dortmund. Of course it is. Apparently there's been no contact with Manchester United, which is completely against everything that you've probably read in the media this week saying it's all but done. And Callum Hudson-Odoi, one of his best friends last night, said on Instagram Live that he'd absolutely love Sancho to join him at Chelsea. Not quite sure I see this one happening. I mean, every single fan base out there is secretly, desperately hoping that Sancho will join their team. Personally, I think Manchester United are the only ones who are going to pay stupid money, not only to Dortmund, but to Sancho himself and bring the player in. It would also be a massive kick in the nuts to Sancho's former team and United's biggest rivals, Manchester City. Anyway, follow us and all our OneFootball social media for the latest on that, but the Sancho rumours are just going to rumble on, and the fact that nobody's moving at the moment and the transfer window is not even open means that you're going to be talking about it a lot. So lastly but not least, a quick round-up of the rest of the day's transfer news. Manchester United are willing to sell Diogo Dalot to PSG. Willian's next club could be Liverpool. Apparently he's entered talks with them over a free transfer. Juventus are interested in signing Napoli's Polish forward Arkadiusz Milik. And lastly but not least, Eric Dyer has been charged by the FA for that time when he jumped over the barriers and then lowered the seats and tried to confront a fan after Spurs' lost to Norwich in the FA Cup. So there you have it. That is all from me for today. Make sure you smash the like button down below and follow us because we've got some pretty interesting content coming up. Whilst you're at it though, and before that happens, you can check out loads of other stuff that we're doing here or here. Don't forget to wash your hands for this weekend. Stay safe, stay inside, and as always, have a great weekend. I completely that one up. So that's all from me for today. Make sure you wash your hands, stay safe, and have a great weekend.